amazing Saturday. If you're in another country, it's probably Sunday. But I wanted to make this quick video and talk to you about why you should never, ever lead with money when it comes to dating or a relationship. Now, some of you may think that when you go out, when you meet a woman, that you should buy gifts, you should buy flowers, you should buy chocolates, you should spend all the money that you can when you're dating a woman. But the thing is, when you're doing that, you got to ask yourself, one, are you doing that because you want to do it? Or are you doing that because you think that you should do it? Or are you doing that for sex? So those are the things that you have to think about. But I'm here to tell you that when it comes to leading with money, you don't want to do that because, one, whatever you lead with, that becomes who you are, but who you actually are not. And what I mean by that is men make the money, but the money does not make the man. And what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is your whole identity, your whole belief in who you are, your personal power. All of that is centered around money. How much you make, how much you don't make, how much you have, how much you save. All of that is tied into your identity. But what happens is when you lose the money, what happens? Are you still the man that makes the money? Are you still the man that has money? Or are you being controlled by money? Is that pretty much who you are? Is that the compensation that you have to compensate for things that you don't have, if that makes sense? So when you do lead with money, guess what? That tells the woman that this guy doesn't really have any substance. He really doesn't have personality, but he's using money because I know that that is the only thing that he brings to the table. Some women like that, if they're just about the money, they're not really about getting to know you. And other women, they know that that is shallow because if you take the money away from you, then who do you become? That's what you have to think about. Who do you become when you take the money away from you? Now, the other thing is when you lead with money, that is training the woman that I only need him for money. I only see him as money. I only view him as money. And you cannot get upset if she wants things that are expensive, not expensive. She wants you to take her on trips, to buy her stuff. You can't get upset because that's what you're leading with. When you're leading with money, is what she's attached to. Because see, you're supposed to lead with yourself. As a man, you lead with yourself, meaning you lead yourself first and you lead the woman. But if you lead with money, guess what? The money is leading you, but it's also leading the woman away from you and leading the money to her, if that makes sense. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you just jumped in here. I'm just talking about why you should never lead with money as a man when it comes to dating and when it comes to relationships. Now, the other reason why you don't want to lead with money, this is very important, and a lot of guys don't understand this, especially when they get into relationships and they take things serious, is because when you lead with money, you're basically saying that, hey, I'm the man, I make the money, only men make all the money, men deserve all the money. So understand what happens is you're basically saying that whoever has the money is the man. Whoever has the money is in charge. Now, when you have that belief and you really think about that and you express that to the woman you're dating or the woman that you're in a relationship with, when you do that, guess what that does? I want you to think about this. What it does is it tells her, all I have to do is make more money than him, then I'm the man. Then I'm controlling the relationship. Then I'm the leader. Because if you are gauging your manhood based on how much money you make, all that's saying is that she just needs to make more money than you, and now she's in charge. Now she's worth more than you are. And you see it a lot in relationships and marriages where the woman starts to make more money, and when she starts to make more money, she feels more superior. She feels that she can lead the relationship. I make more money than my man, so I don't need him to tell me what to do, what not to do. I can buy this, I can buy that. And the detriment of that is it starts to create women to start acting like men because they associate the money with manhood, but that's not the case. Manhood is way more than just money. You should, no matter what your situation is, if you're homeless, I don't give a fuck if you're homeless, if you make $20,000 a year, your situation, the only thing that makes you a man is who you are biologically, your character, and also the things that you are able to control, which is you being able to control yourself. But the thing is, when you start to put your value on things externally, those external things control you. And when those things control you, then you are no longer actually a man. So what did I say earlier? If the woman starts to make more money, guess what? If she feels some type of way that she's the man now, the money is actually controlling her. The money is actually controlling her. And as a man, guess what? Nothing and nobody controls you. You're the leader. You take charge. No matter how much money you have or don't have, no matter how much sex you've had with women, no matter how little sex you've had with women, it does not matter. Now, the last thing I want to say when it comes to money and why you shouldn't lead with money, and this is, it's more tied to you than it is dating and relationships, but it will reflect in your dating and your relationship life. And that's when you are leading with money, that means you're attached to the money. So when the money's coming in, everything's going good. Hey, you may be a great person. Hey, I'm buying drinks for everybody. I'm buying dinner for everybody. You're feeling all good. Everything's going great. You're treating the woman that you're dating really good. Everything's going good. You're in a relationship. You're married. Hey, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to go ahead and take care of you. What happens when you lose the money, though? What happens when you lose the money? Do you lose yourself? Are you still that happy guy? Are you still in control? Are you still in charge? Are you still being nice and respectful to people? Or are you starting to act like an angry man, aggressive? You're depressed. You're sad. You're upset all the time. You're disgruntled. I want you to really think about that. Really think about that. How do you act when you have money, and how do you act when you don't have money? Because that will let you know if the money's controlling you or not. But it also will let you know if an inanimate object, something external, is controlling you or not as well. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding what I'm saying. If you're new here and you just jumped in, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, like it, share it. I think more men need to understand this. Because what society does is it tells you that as a man, you need to make a certain amount of money. Now, understand this. I enjoy money. I enjoy what money can do. I enjoy the opportunities. Money is a great tool. But see, the tool doesn't make the man. The tool just helps the man become greater at what he does. Understand that. But what society does is it teaches a lot of young boys that if you don't have a certain amount of money, you're a loser. If you're not making money, you won't attract a woman. If you don't have this and that when it comes to your finances, nobody's going to respect you. But see, you have to understand money is a tool. It is not who you are. Just like your body, right? I am not my body. I have a body, but I am not my body. So when you understand that, even your body, if you break a bone or you lose a finger or you lose your hand, are you less of a man? Are you still a man or not? Same thing about money. Money is definitely not you. So when you think about it in that aspect, understand that no matter what society tells you, no matter what you see on TV, social media, it does not make you who you are. Manhood is not created by how much money you have and what you have. It's created by your character, what you do, how you act around people when things are going good and when things are going bad and not your way. So that's the biggest thing I want to talk about is understanding why you should never lead with money when it comes to dating, relationships, and also life in general. Other than that, this has been another video. I just wanted to create this live for you so you have something to think about and help you become a greater man regardless of what's going on around you. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments, and then we'll get out of here. Let's see. Let's see. All the best financial advisors I know live streaming while they don't drive. In all seriousness, get the fuck off your phone and drive. Well, so you understand, my wife is actually driving for me. I'm sitting passenger. See, that's the other thing too, is like perception is not always reality. One thing you young guys have to understand is when you perceive something to be a certain way, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And that's detrimental, and I want to explain what I mean by that. So say, for instance, that you're in a big office building that is on the 20th floor. You're in this room, and you're on the 20th floor. You have 10 people in that room. All 10 know that if you walk out that door, that's actually not an exit, that's actually a drop-off. So if you walk through that exit, you're actually going to fall and die, right? Now, you perceive that is an exit. So you like, hey, I can walk right out there. It's no problem. That's right outside. I'm not going to fall. You don't even think about it, because your perception and what you're used to believing is causing you to think that is an exit. But all other 10 people, they know it's not an exit, so they're not walking out there. So what happens? Your perception is like, hey, I need to get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and walk through that door. You walk through the door, guess what? You perceived it to be a door, but it's not, and now it's a detriment to you in your life. So you have to understand that. So I appreciate the comment. Just understand, like, hey, your perception is not reality, and I could go harder on you, but I'm not going to do that. That's not what this channel is about. It's about manhood and helping you guys out when it comes to dating and relationships. So appreciate the comment, though. You guys are funny, dude. Okay, this is the same guy. He says, bro just got fired and is crashing out on his drive to tell his wife. These comments crack me up. Let me see. Appreciate it. So for y'all that don't know, that is new to this channel, make sure you go to my channel and watch my other videos. I know some of you don't know who I am. A lot of you have never seen my content. You never watch my videos. So I get it. It's understandable. But just make sure you watch my other videos, understand who I am, what I represent, and what this channel is about. And you'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Now, my viewers that have been on my channel for some time now, I appreciate you for logging in, watching the video, getting some good advice, some good wisdom, and incorporating into your life. But other than that, you guys have a great one, and I will take care. I will talk to you next time. Take care.